guys!
How you doing?
I know it sounds weird, but it's raining in August in Italy, so we have almost like an autumn day here.
We do, yeah.
So we decided
We're going to do apple and onion chutney. So we have some apples from our tree in the garden. We have some Granny Smiths. And what we're going to do today, Cinzia, is
a chutney.
a chutney. Lovely chutney. So apple and onion chutney with a few spices in there. You can use this chutney for many different things, from cheese to just have on the side of your salad, etc., etc. So it's absolutely beautiful.
Our neighbors love our chutneys, so normally when we make it, we have to give them many.
This is why we have to make some more now.
So let's go.
Let's go. So joining us today to make our apple and onion chutney, and we have the ingredients over here. But firstly, you need to make sure that you've got your water boiling. So Cinzia, what have you done here?
I put the jars that I'm gonna use to put the chutney inside this big pan, and we are boiling them for 30 minutes so that we sterilize them before we put the chutney in. And after, when the chutney will be in, we have to sterilize it for a second time. This is only if you wanna keep your chutney and use it in the next months and weeks. If you're gonna use it immediately, you just put it in the fridge.
The chutney actually, over time, it ages really well and the flavour gets better and better. So though fresh, it tastes really nice. Over time, it gets better and better. So our ingredients are over here.
Yes.
We have our lovely onions. These are special onions. Where are these from, Cinzia?
These are Tropia onions. It's a very special kind of onions. They are very sweet, and they are very useful, and they are practically perfect for what we are doing today. So we have some little apples that are from our tree outside, and some Granny Smith.
We have raisins, we have ginger, and then the spices that we're going to be using is mustard, cloves, coriander powder, turmeric, and the basar that I've explained before. We've got a couple of lemons, sugar, and obviously we have the oil and the vinegar.
Yeah, we're using apple vinegar today,
Apple cider
so
vinegar.
it's gonna be a little sweeter, and it's gonna give the right hint into our chutney.
Okay, so
Should
we go? Let's start. So
I'll do the apples.
You're going to do the apples?
Okay. So I don't like to cut the onions.
I'm going to do the onions then, okay? So what we need to do, you need to core the apples and peel them.
Yeah.
And then make them into little pieces. I'm just going to get the onions. I'm going to use about 5.
Our little apples, they look really nice anyway. Compared to the Granny Smith, they are really local and from our garden, so I'm pretty proud to use them.
So I have another big pan here. I'm going to put the oil in here and get it starting to heat up. And then we're going to add our onions and apples. So, 3 tablespoons. I know a glug and a swirl is a tablespoon for me. So, that's 1, 2, 3. So now I'm just going to check whether my oil is hot enough. I'm going to put a piece of onion in. Yeah, you can hear that, and that's starting to fry. So now, first of all, I put my onions in. I have washed my hands. So I'll get my spoon. I'm just going to get all of this covered in the oil first and get this frying up. So now that that's frying, I'm going to let that go for a few minutes. I've got a colander now, and now that this is starting to fry a little bit, I'm just going to drain the apples into the colander, then add them into the pan. And I'm just going to stir the onions and the apples through. I'm going to allow that to fry off, and while we're doing that, we're going to get ready all the rest of the spices and all the rest of the ingredients that's going to go in there. I get some ginger now. So now I chop this in half and I make slices, and then I flatten and then make little battens. In. So I'm going to get our spices ready in this bowl here. All the spices are going to go in together so we can put them into the same bowl. So we have our coriander powder. Yeah, I'm going to use a spoon of that. Really nice and aniseedy. So the turmeric will go in. I'm going to use about half a heat, which is probably about 1 flat. Okay, that will do it. Perfect. Mustard seed. Again, probably about a spoonful of this one with the amount of onions and carrots that we've got. And then we're going to use our special mix, Kashmiri powder called basar. Okay, this has got a special chili in there from Kashmir. So I'm going to use about half a heat inside there. If you don't have this, not a problem. You can use a mixture of half garam masala, half a teaspoon of garam masala to a 1/4 teaspoon of chili flakes or chili powder. That is now going to go into our mix. So the other spice, which is the whole spice that we're using, is cloves. I'm going to get it onto the chopping board and I'm just going to chop these down into little pieces. This is going to go straight into our mix. Thanks, Cynthia. It's going to go straight in.
There's a lot of moisture, it's very soft.
Now into our mixture, we need to put our sweetness. I've said to use around about 100 grams.
Any other kind of sweetener we can use?
You can use
There are people that
agave.
maybe cannot use sugar.
Sure. You can use agave, you can use maple syrup, you can use honey. Okay? For our purposes, although this one here, what we've got here is cane sugar. Cane sugar is unprocessed, so it's not as bad for you as normal processed white sugar. So probably about 8 to 10 of these spoons flat will go in.
And
Can you
raisins.
smell, yeah, can you smell how nice that smells already?
Can I put that in?
You can put that in.
How much?
So we need, it says on the ingredients list about 75 grams, but just put a palmful in. Put a palmful in, yeah. Maybe a little bit more than that. Your palm's a little bit smaller than mine.
Like
That's
this?
così, see?
Okay.
Now we're gonna add in, wow, she's just gone wow, right? Now we're gonna
Can't
add
wait to
in
try.
our apple cider vinegar.
Today we are obsessed by green. We have the green apples, the green glass, and I have a green grass.
So I've got a glass here. I'm going to fill this glass up to about here, which I think is going to be around about 150, 200 mil. Again, I know I've given you quantities, but I'm going to go with my feeling, and you go with your feeling as well. So when at the end of it, if you need to put a little bit of extra something in, put less of something in than what you think, and then at the end you can put in a little bit extra if you need to. So that's probably going to be about like 200 mil inside this glass here, and that's going to go straight in as well, okay? This is where you get the balance of flavors of the sweet, sour, chili, savory with the onion. The next thing that's going to go in now are our lemons. I said 1 large or 2 small ones. These are smallish, okay? So I'm going to take off the zest of 1. So I'm going to use this to take off the zest. So
it's important to remember that you have to use unwaxed organic lemon. So lemon that you can eat, that the skin is edible, because otherwise it's going to be full of crap on the skin and it's not good to eat.
yeah, you really don't want to be eating
yes.
that. If you don't have a grater or a zester, I'm going to show you how you can get the zest off with the knife without having to use it. So if you just go down slightly, just take that edge off. Here. Can you see we're just creating a nice little slice? It takes a little bit longer. And we haven't gone right down to the white, which is what you don't want. Can you see there's no white on there? And then what I do is I roll that around like that to make a little roll, and then I will slice it. So I'm just going to now chop these in half, and then we're going to juice these. Cinzia,
What?
you need to do Nonna style of juicing.
Right now?
You need to show them Nonna style of juicing.
When I was a child, my grandma we hadn't like a juicer, so she used to make me the orange juice like that. So she used to cut it in half, and then with a fork she used to do this. So now I'm putting the colander to stop the little.
Little sieve.
But she used to do this. So my grandma used to do this. So I learned from her to do, and this we call it Nonna style.
And it takes the same amount of time. So there's no difference really using gadgets. You don't need gadgets. Use traditional style.
Yes. What I normally do with the excess of lemon that I have used, I recycle them to put into the dishwasher.
I'm pouring my lemon juice into Cinzia's glass. Together with this lemon juice, I'm going to put this zest in that we made. I'm going to put that in there. And that's the timer to let us know that now we can take off or switch the water off boiling for the jars. And that's going to go in there. Now I've got this going on a higher heat. I've taken the lid off to allow some of the moisture to evaporate off. You can see our chutney is done. The reason why I know it's done is that it has only a little bit of liquid inside. You see there's only a little bit of liquid inside, okay? And also, if I use a fork inside the apples, it's just really, really soft, yeah? I mean, they just squeeze and they're very, very soft. So this is done. Now it's ready to bottle up. But previous to this, I'm gonna make sure that the flavors are all there. Wow, beautiful.
Really, really nice. Very spicy. I'm using this to take out my glass jar, which is really boiling. So I take out all the liquid and then I put it here. So I'm gonna get some and gently try to pour it into the pot. I just want to compact it into the pot. I think there is space for a little bit more. Then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clean it. I open a brand new lid. These are the ones that when you use them with the heat, they're gonna make a seal. And I'm gonna seal it. And for the moment, I put them here upside down because I'm gonna put them after in the water. Now that we have put everything into the little jar, I'm gonna switch on the water again and I'm gonna put this as they are into the water. The lid is gonna make a reaction and then we let them boil for 30 minutes. This is our finished chutney, so it cooled down and we are gonna try with some vegan cheese and some crackers. So I'm gonna...
You go first.
Yes, I'm gonna put a little piece on my cracker and some chutney together with it. And I'm gonna have it.
I'm gonna make mine.
It's nice because there is still some crunchiness in the apple and in the onion, but it's very spicy. I can feel it in my throat, but it's really, really, really nice. Wow.
Show us your pictures on all our social stuff, on Instagram, Cook with Asif and Cinzia, on YouTube, Asif and Cinzia, Facebook, Cook with Asif and Cinzia.
Yes.
Give us some feedback, subscribe, and like what Cinzia says, give us some likes, okay?
Yes, we need your support.
Thanks a lot.
You. Bye.
See you next
Bye.
time.